Knock knock.
Who's there?
Egad.
Egad who?
Pushed by an apples, shake the tree.
Just what?
80s jokes.
Oh my god.
What the fuck? A phrase you may hear again later. What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. I said to Carol the other day, bit of a personal thing. I said to her, you're getting a little hairy. Can you shave your twat? And when I woke up, I was bald.
I think you'd get a clip around the ear if you said that.
Yeah, I probably would, in fairness. I mean, I have made sure that she is actually out of the country on the day I say this question. It's, just, yeah. A weasel walks into the bar. The bartender says, "What can I get you?" Pop, goes the weasel.
Oh, Christ almighty.
I heard Grumpy
Who
the
hurt
dwarf.
you?
I don't know. I heard Grumpy the dwarf got pickpocketed. I don't know how anyone could stoop so low.
In all fire.
Jesus Christ! I'm going to stop right
You
there.
know what
I
Greedo says? Stoop so low.
Stoop so low. I don't know who stoop so low. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome to the Black Dog, episode 233. I'm Lee.
I'm Darren.
I'm Jim.
I'm Elton.
And this week, we will see how everyone's week's been. Then we will see if there's any feedback for last week's episode, which is A Man from Earth. I had some feedback, which will also feed into how was my week, but we'll talk about that later. Fucking. Anyway.
Letterbox by any chance?
Oh, yes. Oh, good Lord, yes. And then after that, we will get on from that delightful thing to my film, which I picked in a moment of haste, and well, it's Tenet, so let's see how that works out. Yes. The review will be backwards. You will all have to play it the wrong way. Anyway, because I don't know, and then we'll play like large, wild bits of music over the top of it, so you can't hear a fucking thing. Oh, sorry, early, powder dry, powder dry.
Yep.
Okay, let's start with how.
Lucy.
Let's start with how everyone's week's been. Jim, how was yours, sir?
Not too bad. I started immunotherapy today, which was much like chemotherapy, sat in a comfy chair with a drip and being brought cups of tea.
Nice.
But only the whole thing only took an hour and a half, so that's an improvement on 4.5 hours from what I was doing in the summer. And that's it. I'm done. I don't go back till the 14th of October.
Nice.
It's only once a month, so that's all right. And the hospital's a good deal nearer, like 20 minutes to get there. Brilliant. Like that. But it was kind of, I had my first chemo there, so it was kind of actually the nurse said, "You've been here before, I recognise you." So I recognise you too. There we go. So,
Yeah. Do you get a loyalty
so
card?
it was quite nice, because I've been there for 2 years. So thank you, NHS. That's service for you, isn't it?
That is good. I mean, blimey.
Yeah, so that was good. Good to get the first one out of the way, because it's kind of, you're gonna have any, you can have like side effects immediately, which is obviously bodes ill for anything else to happen.
Yes.
But obviously, it all went no problem, and it's kind of all good.
Cool.
So and then done for a month, and hopefully, well, there's lots of potential side effects you could get, but most people don't get them. And when I had a meeting on Monday with one of the therapists, and she said, and these ones here, I've never known anyone have these, but obviously somebody did at one stage, so we have to warn you about them and what to look out for. So, okay. But most things are quite mild, and most things are kind of side effects are kind of avoidable, because it can affect your liver and kidneys. So it's kind of, you got to make sure you're well hydrated. It can mess with your blood sugar, so giving you kind of like artificial diabetes.
Oh, blimey.
So you can avoid things
Christ.
that make your blood sugar spike. So, kind of that, thing of, I'll buy a packet of Jaffa cakes and eat one and eat the whole packet. That is right out. Not that I do that now, because I don't buy Jaffa cakes for that same fucking reason.
Right.
But yeah, so I'll be cutting down on biscuits and chocolatey, sugary snacks, which I do have a bit of a sweet tooth. And also it's kind of, I've only just gone back to drinking booze because the chemo made booze taste terrible. That's only just gone away. But as this treatment, you need to keep hydrated and avoid things that dehydrate you. It's kind of, I'm going back off the booze now.
Yeah.
But that is not a big deal. You know what I mean? It's kind of, it's just one of those things. It's kind of, it's I can cut those things out and, hopefully my resilience so far will hold out. And anything I can do to help out, I'm good with that. It's it's not a major lifestyle change.
No.
But yeah, so I'm glad I had a good drink on the weekend. Put it that way.
Oh right, okay.
So
you got
the first time I've actually had a good drink since probably the start of June, something like that.
Christ. Okay.
So so I'll probably go back to have a glass of wine at a weekend or something like that. I have big glasses, mind, but even so,
yes,
I'll be good. Other than that, by chance, I found it quite an amusing YouTube channel. Another one.
Oh yes.
It's called The Absolute Ranker.
Okay.
And the tagline is, "I will rank anything off." Now, looking at the channel, obviously he's a guy, he does hiking and traveling, and he's been all over the world hiking and wild camping.
Yeah.
Over the last couple of years. Now, I think he's only just recently changed the name of the channel because this summer he started quite an extensive series to find the worst places in Britain.
Right.
And this is how I found it, because it was kind of, you have the carousel on YouTube now, kind of the 20 worst places in the Northeast. And so I thought, I'm going to have just to have a look, see if my hometown's on it and
Your bite.
see what else is there as well. And I was actually quite surprised because I was expecting, there's lots of these sort of things on YouTube, these sort of listicle shows, and they're all usually going for the low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
But the difference, this guy has literally all over the summer, he has hiked and camped and stayed and visited everywhere. And he's done it region by region. And he's actually kind of, so the top 20 is kind of in two parts because they're fairly long videos. But, he actually goes and visits a place and weighs up, are they as bad as their reputation suggests? Some aren't. Some fucking are. Some are even worse. He's a about middle-aged guy from Kent. Very, very funny sense of humour. So, it's a sample line. This town looks like what London would if it left its lights on in the Blitz.
Nice. I like that.
But what I like about it, he's very fair. He walks around, he goes to the city centre, but then he goes to what's allegedly the roughest estates. But he's very fair, and you get a bit of the history of the place, and he tries to explain kind of, well, this is, why this sounds like this, and it's just really actually sort of quite fascinating and highly entertaining. When he's funny, he's really fucking funny. But you know what I mean? I appreciate the effort of kind of, he actually went to visit all these places and hang out there for a day or two and sort of get their measure and not just go by, go for the low hanging, it's a shithole in it. You know what I mean? Sort of thing. It's kind of quite an eye opener because Jesus Christ, there's some, you think your hometown's bad or your local town centre's a bit run down, you should see some of the places he goes to. They kind of, as he says, this looks like a post-apocalyptic wasteland a la Mad Max.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, the absolute ranker, go check it out and check out your own home turf.
Oh, God.
He's done London, the Southeast, the Northeast, Yorkshire.
Nice.
The series is ongoing, so but it's highly entertaining, but it's also very informative. That's what I like. You get a bit humour, history. It's proper good old Reithian values.
Nice.
to inform and entertain, and deliver lines like, "I was up early before the local bell ends got up."
Nice. Cool. Excellent. Well, that's cool. I'll definitely check that out. The Absolute Ranker.
The Absolute Ranker.
Brilliant. On YouTube. Thank you very much for that. Nice. Well, thanks very much for that. Anything else, sir?
No, I'll leave that there, I think.
Brilliant. Okay, so then we move over to you, Elton. How's it been with you, sir?
Oh, how has it been? So, I've been, how do I start this? Jesus. So,
At the beginning. Or start in the middle of it and go, and I bet you're wondering how I got here.
Record scratch.
Yep,
exactly. That's me. Well, there is a moment like that, yes. So, my mother is giving us a sofa at the moment, and it's going to be replacing a sofa that she gave us before, and she's kind of swapping out all her stuff, and she's bought this new one, and I've been trying to work out how to get it back up to my house without hiring a van and stuff like that. So she keeps suggesting to put it in her car. She went, "Oh yeah, it's a 2-seater, but it's a double recliner sofa, so it leans back and it's all electric and everything like that.
Right,
very swish. So it's a fair few years on it, but not many miles on it. It's the sofa that nobody sits on.
Yes, but I bet it's big.
It's big enough, but bless my mother's cotton socks. She's like, "Oh, it'll fit in the car. It'll be fine. I can fit both of them in there." Like, no. You're not going to do that. "Oh no, it'll be fine. Just put it in the car. I'll bring it up. Be fine." And there's lots of conversations like that. And I go down there. I managed to heave it into the back of one half of it into the back of my van. So she's left with one half in her house at the moment. And I was meant to go down and pick up the other half last week, but I had a rental car because my van broke down. And it's a really teeny tiny Hyundai i10 thing. My God, they're awful. Absolutely awful. And this was a brand new thing. It had 19 miles on it, and it was awful. Anyway, so I couldn't go down there and collect it. And she said, "Well, what I'll do, I'll get the people who bring in the new sofa to move it into the hallway, and it can live there until you come down." I went, "Brilliant. Thank you very much." And so they moved her new sofa in. And she says to them, "Could you put it in the back of my car?" And so now she has half a sofa in the back of her car. And now she's driving around she's been driving for a week with this sofa in the back of her car because she wouldn't listen. Just wonderful. So now either she's going to drive it all the way up here and drop it off, or I'm going to have to drive down there, get it out of her car, and then put it back into my van. So I'm not looking forward to that.
No.
Oh, the stress. The stress.
How did she get it in the car? I mean, how's she still driving around in it?
Well, she's got a fairly big motor, so she's all right with that. She puts all the seats down at the back, and it fits in there.
So she puts the seats down to put a seat in?
Yep.
Sorry.
That's all
I was getting around to. Sorry, I was just getting around to that. Go on, man. Go on, sorry.
Was there a double entendre there?
No, I wasn't double entendring it. I was just like, she's put a seat down to put a seat in the car.
Yes. Yeah,
it was just a bit silly. That was all.
It's all silly. It's all silly. There's no sensible thing about this at all. We've had so many conversations of, just put it in the back of my van. I'm like, no, we're not putting it in the back of your car. I'll put it in my van and bring it up. It'll be fine that way. It'll work. Oh, okay. Or if you're sure. So look, you can come up and visit whenever you want. You don't need a sofa in the back to excuse yourself from coming up. But yeah, the people delivering the sofa kindly put it in the boot for her, and she's been driving around. And I spoke to her today, and she said, "Yeah, I went over a bump, and I was like, oh, what was that? Oh, yeah, I've got a sofa in the back."
Right.
Yes. So the stresses and strains of
Dealing
mother
with
son relationships.
Oh, yeah. You don't need to tell me about that. Oof. Oh, yes. Oh, sorry. Carry on. Carry on.
One other thing. So last week we were talking on the Alien Earth podcast episodes that we were doing.
Yes.
No spoilers. Don't worry.
No.
About stupid people doing stupid things.
Oh, God. Yes.
If you remember.
Yes.
And surprisingly, in that show, there's a person doing a stupid thing at the moment. And I said, whoa. These things just happen. And try to... so I am here to tell you my stupid thing.
Oh, right. Go on then.
Oh, God.
Go on.
So I get a call out to a person's house. Their lift has broken down in their house.
Right.
You know, very posh, very swish. And you turn up and they've got this glass lift in their house. It's like a platform. And so you can see through all the walls. It's all glass panels absolutely everywhere.
It's not Willy Wonka, is it?
No, it's not.
It's a great glass elevator. It's just kids.
I didn't know they had thousands of buttons all over this thing.
There was hundreds of buttons and lots of Oompa Loompas everywhere as well.
Yeah, go on, carry on.
And so I'm there trying to work on it and trying to work out what's going on with it. And lo and behold, I'm testing it and the lift all of a sudden cracks into service. I was like, okay. So I start running it up and down. And to run this thing, so I don't get stuck in it, I have to run up to the top floor, press the button, and then run down to the bottom floor and press the button, and then run up to the top floor and press the button and run down to the bottom floor, and infinitely doing this constantly.
Right. Why don't you just take the lift?
Because I might get stuck in it.
Well, you'll certainly know if it works or not, then wouldn't you? And you'll save yourself, like, you know, your legs and your breath and shit.
That's the point of me telling you this story.
Okay, go on, go.
So I've tested it and it's working fine. It's not pulling up a fault. I thought, okay, fine. I'm on the phone to other people as well, just so they can send me some details down for this thing. And I thought, okay, great. And they asked for some details. And so I start taking photos so I can WhatsApp them the details and then they can send me the correct drawings and the fault codes and stuff. So I thought, okay, great. And something went wrong with the WhatsApp as I was taking photos, and I had my foot in the door. I don't know if you remember this from the episode.
Yes.
I had the foot in the door.
Yes.
And then something distracted me. And while I was trying to do this, and I moved my foot, and the door went click behind me.
It wasn't a wonky-eyed sheep, was it? There was no wonky-eyed sheep floating about.
No, it was not a wonky-eyed sheep. So I'm in this lift. And I'm thinking, well, I could press the button and get out. That's fine. I could do that. But I've seen it running for the last 45 minutes. It's working. Mm-hmm. There can't be any harm in going up in it, can there?
I'm going to guess there was.
And so I pressed the button to go up. And here we are. We are now on the journey up. It's driving up. And I'm thinking, okay, this is all right. All of a sudden, halfway up the shaft, it goes donk.
Yeah.
And stops. Alarms go off all over the place. Bearing in mind, this is a man's house.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, fucking hell.
Right. Oh, right.
So I'm now in this glass lift.
Stuck in this glass lift.
In this man's house.
Happy. It is Willy Wonka's. Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator.
And I'm like, oh, bollocks, I'm doing all the things that a normal customer would do, is like press all the buttons, and no, it's not working. Oh my God, what's going on? I can't do anything.
We'll send
I
an
can't
engineer
get
out.
Unfortunately, I am that engineer. Okay. And so in the middle of this, I see this son who's, about my age. He walks out the kitchen into the hallway on his phone. I'm thinking he's going to look up in a minute and I could wave to him and then he could help me get out. But he does that walk, in TV shows or movies where they walk, they stop, they turn, they're looking at their phone, and then they walk back in the direction they just came from. I was like, no, this never happens. This is ridiculous. So I have to tap on the window, go, hello, help me out. And he looks up, and he's like, oh, what are you doing there? Stuck in it. And so then we proceed to try and get me out for the next 15 minutes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my word.
And we managed to get me out. You could see the panic on his face. He's like, but you're the guy. You're in the lift and you're stuck.
Yes.
Not the first time. It won't be the last time. It's just it's one of them things that happens. And the shock on his face was, okay, so what do I do now? I said, right, okay, what you do, you go around to the controller and push the lowering button, and that'll lower me down, and then you can get the key and open it up. Okay, fine. So he goes around there, he goes, I don't know what I'm looking at. I'm like, oh, okay. Take a photo of it, bring it up the top of the stairs. I'll point to the thing you need to press or twist, and then you can go do that. And so he took a photo of it, got it up there, and it was blurry as fuck. I was like, oh, crying out loud. I think it might be that. I'm not too sure. So he goes down. No, it wasn't that. It wasn't that. I can go get a key if you want. Yeah, okay, get the key. And so he runs upstairs and opens up the door, and then I bounce out. So that's good.
Right.
But the thing that he was twisting was not the thing he should be twisting.
It wasn't your melon man, was it?
No. It could have ended up so hideously wrong, but he didn't. Right. Thank goodness.
Right. What did he twist?
So on these lifts, sometimes the evacuation procedure sometimes is either you push. I'm going to say something, and then you guys are going to go, "Oh, matron!" Sometimes you push the knob, or you twist the knob. I'm just cutting you off before, all right? And the instructions say push the knurled knob, but there is no knurled knob. And so he was twisting the knob, and if he carried on twisting that, then he would have had lots of hydraulic oil come all over him. And thank goodness that did not happen. And
that is a lesson to you all, children. Do not twist your knob, or you'll get your clothes dirty.
Yes,
that's the moral of this story. That's the yeah. Go on, carry on. Go on.
Well, that was kind of it.
Oh, right.
I did get out.
You did get out.
It was a silly thing to happen, but as I said, it won't be the last time that it happens to me. I'm not the first person to do that, and I definitely won't be the last person to do that. So that's fine.
All I'm getting is that you went a very long way round to justify not disliking the last episode of Alien Earth. If I'm honest,
I'm just saying stupid things can happen every now and again.
Oh God, yeah. Right. Okay.
By the way, if my boss is listening, didn't happen. All told for story, and please move on.
Yes. If Elton's boss is listening, treat him better, you bastards.
I didn't say that.
No, he didn't say that. I did.
Yeah.
Pay him more.
That's just an outside observer's point of view.
Yeah.
Fucking treat him with respect, you bastards. No virtual reality assistance.
Okay. Let's step away from the boss now, please.
Fuck you, boss. Fuck it.
And another thing.
And another thing. Okay, right,
No.
fine. No,
That is it.
that is it. Okay,
is it,
brilliant,
yes.
lovely.
Yes.
So your mum's got a sofa in a car. And
Mum's still got a sofa in her car.
and Willy
One
Wonka's
pimped out ride, I tell you. It really is.
and Willy Wonka's glass elevator ain't going to the Vermicious Knids anytime soon.
No.
She got a jacuzzi in the back seat as well. Is that what it is?
She had to remove her subwoofers for that.
Is she driving the Red October? Does she have an airport on level 4 of her car? Okay, right. Darren,
Yes.
what about your week?
Okay, my week has been, well, let's see, cinema. This is the only thing I
Cinema.
really of any real note that I've done this week is go to the cinema. Now, there is a film I've been waiting around about 40 years to appear, and it finally has. And that film would be Stephen King's The Long Walk, or should I say, written under one of his pseudonyms.
Richard Bachman, isn't it?
Richard Bachman, that's right. It's one of the Bachman era stories.
Yeah.
Just when he was starting out.
Before Turner and Overdrive got involved.
Exactly, indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Not off.
Not off.
Let's rock.
Yeah, go on in. So what is it like? Because I was going to go and see this, but I veered left instead of right. Go on.
Okay, I will give the premise of the film to those who wish to know what we are talking about here. Set in a sort of like a non-mentioned distance of time in the future, set in America. There is a competition, and it's voluntary, even though it really isn't. What it does is it takes young individuals from each state, and it sets them on a walk.
Right.
And all they do is they keep walking and don't stop, no matter what. They just have to keep walking at the rate of 3 miles an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And if they disrupt that once, they get the first warning. Again, they get a second warning, then a third. And if they're still not moving, they get their ticket. I'll leave you to guess what that means.
Right.
It's a rather brutal ticket. I think something like 22 caliber. So, yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Right to the melon. To the melon. And this is about one particular group who go on a walk, who take this competition, and about the relationships that form on this walk. Now, there can only be one winner. They just don't stop until the last one is standing. Right. And that's it. That is the rule. There is none of this Hunger Games thing of trying to change the rules at the end. No. Hard and fast rule, one winner. Yeah. And if you do win the long walk, then you get an absolute ton of money and you get a single wish. So anything you like that doesn't involve changing the status quo of the state or anything going on in it.
Right.
So there we go. So that's the basic premise. So what is it like? How can I say this? This is one of those difficult films where you don't want to say, I really like this film. That was a good film because of its subject matter. But it was a good film. All right. I found it a good film. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
It's brutal. It's bittersweet. It's depressing. Did I say brutal?
You may have mentioned brutal once or twice.
I might have mentioned that. And strangely, for a film for a book that was written way back in the 70s about a future event, this could possibly happen. Considering the political rhetoric that goes on in it, and the way this thing is showboated and put across, it all seems too believable. I'm not joking. I didn't think it would, but it's like I'm sitting there watching this film,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, considering what is going on in the political climate at the moment in the States, I can see this being a thing or something very similar to it.
Right.
This is not a film to go and watch if you are having a bad day.
Okay.
It really fucking well isn't.
Oh, okay.
I won't be
Because
seeing
as
it then.
No. I mean, it's a pretty sort of downbeat note that it begins with anyway on this, the sort of subject matter. But as it goes on, trust me, there is very little in the way of up in this, because it's slowly, as it goes on, the characters you get to meet in this they slowly get whittled down to, of course, the inevitable final two.
Yeah.
The performances in this are absolutely brilliant. I thought they're all great, but I think the guy's name is David Johnson.
Yeah, the one who played Andy in Alien Romulus.
That's right. He is the standout in this. His character is absolutely superb. I loved his character. I mean, I liked others as well. Hated one or two others. But as you go on and sort of like, the masks fall away from these people and you get to see a little bit further inside their heads and what makes them the way they are, your feelings towards them kind of change a bit and you become a bit more invested until it's, and so as it goes on, it's really not, you really do feel the loss of some of these characters. And you are, I mean, I must admit, after I finished watching it, I sat there for a little while just trying to digest what I'd seen.
Oh God. Let's put it this way: on a Stephen King thing, where are we in?
We are definitely the mist.
I was going to say where we go from Shawshank and Life of Chuck right over to the other side where we're in the mist.
I cannot stress how diametrically opposed to Life of Chuck this film is. Okay? I mean, I haven't seen Life of Chuck, but I know Life of Chuck is a sort of, very light and fluffy, feel-good film.
This is feel-good. I don't know if it's light and fluffy, but yes.
Okay, but everything, it's basically the opposite, the complete and utter opposite of this, of that. This is what The Long Walk... This is what The Long Walk is. Mark Hamill, as well, in this, who plays the general, who is like the figurehead of the soldiers, trying to encouraging these boys to go and do what they need to do. And yes, you're doing this for the country, and we need this. And every time we show one of these events, there's a 30% increase in productivity with the country, because you know how shit the country is and we need it to be better. So it's a very much a make America great again type thing. Honestly, that's the kind of, that's the message that's put across. It's that. Yep. So you can see why I say, with the sort of the messages it's pushed across, it's very relevant. Yes. There is a lot of that.
Okay.
Yeah. But no, trust me, it's how can I say? It's delivered. It's the delivery of it. It's very ominous, the whole thing. It gets more ominous as it goes on.
Right.
And when I say they don't stop for anything. You can't even stop to go to the loo. And I mean both kinds.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Indeed. So I don't ever want to watch the making of video to see how they actually did some of those scenes. But I'm pretty sure some of it must be CG. It's got to have been.
No, not a Paula Radcliffe.
Yep,
No.
Yep.
Oh, dearie dear.
Come on, man, pitch it off.
Dr. Pooh lays a cable on the M4. No, we don't want that. No.
Yep.
Oh.
But it just stresses what you're dealing with here. It is yeah. So
Okay.
and it will keep you wondering right up until the end. It really will. It will keep you gripped.
Cool.
So if you want to have it a bit dramatic, I would say watch whatever your craziest comedy is, whatever the most lightest piece of entertainment, the one that cheers you up the most. If you're going to go in for this film, watch that first. Get cheered up because you need a buffer. All right.
Right. Okay.
You need a buffer.
You need a buffer. Oh, right. Fine. Cool.
So there we go. That
was it.
That was it.
That's your week.
Yeah, that's my that was yes.
Okay.
Indeed my week.
Jesus. Okay. Stay happy.
Yeah, I had to watch things like, the fucking the disco episode of Spaced and stuff like that. It's like just get in there, light and fluffy now. Something that's just brain rot. Just watch it. Just
whole season of Knight Rider or something.
Yeah, that kind of thing. So
okay, right, fair enough. Anything else? So or is that just it? Yeah.
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. Well, then, in which case, for me, it can be split into three things. The first one, my mum's cooker, the fan stopped working, so I decided that the best thing I could do was replace said fan, out of an actual oven. So that was fun. Disconnecting an oven, pulling it out, getting the right part, putting it back in. I cut my fingers to ribbons. I nearly electrocuted myself when I realised the fuse box wasn't off.
Why am I not surprised?
Luckily, Mum went, "Here, the red light's still on." And, oh fuck! As I was putting my screwdriver in it, and then put the new fan in, and the fucker didn't work. So that was great. So then what we had to do is buy a new oven, and then save on a bit of money and not actually pay for installation. And I got given the job of installing it.
Wonderful.
It works. It works. I'm quite amazed, to be perfectly frank, that I am not dead or the house hasn't burnt down.
It's propped up by books, but it works.
It's propped up by books on a pillow, and we haven't seen the cat in a month. So no, but
yep.
there's a strange yowling from behind the oven. No, so I was quite pleased with that. The second thing was on Blue Sky. I've extolled the virtues of Blue Sky. I think it's one of the better social medias out there.
Yeah.
Jim, I think you might agree with that. Yeah,
I think so. For kind of the successors to Twitter, it's kind of Blue Sky is the one who seems to be just getting it right.
Yes, exactly. And slowly but surely, companies and corporations and various other organizations are slowly drifting across the Blue Sky. They're getting the hint. And one of them is Letterboxd, which in the last 2 years I've taken up and been quite into. I'm sort of posting reviews as I watch films. And one of the things they do on Blue Sky, Letterboxd do this thing called the Last 4 Watched, which is just like a little mimetic thing. You just put the hashtag Last 4 Watched Letterboxd for, Letterboxd weekend or whatever it's called. And so I put down the Last 4 Watched, which had all the movies we'd watched last week, plus Man from Earth, which will not surprise anyone, I gave about 1.5 stars.
That many?
That many. Well, see, as I said a couple of weeks back, War of the Worlds with Ice Cube, it's kind of reset my where the bottom is now. you have to readjust. That's why Morbius has got 1 star, and that's why.
And as you put 1.5 stars, thousands of ears were pricked on the horizons, weren't they?
You have no idea. Now, basically, what happens is when you do that, you hashtag it last 4 watched and you hashtag it letterboxed weekend. And normally what people do is they post up a picture of the last 4 watched and then maybe make a little comment. So I've got 4 films. I watched The Day the Earth Stood Still remake, which was bollocks. Ballerina, which I thought was just it's Temu John Wick. It just wasn't that great. It wasn't that bad. It just wasn't anything. It just came and went, and I was just none the worse for it and none the better for it either. And then Nobody 2 and Man from Earth. And so I put something along the lines of what I wanted after this week was some science fiction, which I didn't get, and some action, which I was bored by. That was it essentially. And normally you get like 3 or 4 likes, maybe 5 or 6 if you're lucky, and it just like kind of drifts along because everyone's posting their opinions. Oh no, au contraire. I put the phone down after posting that at like, I don't know, about 10:30 at night. And when I woke up the next morning, on the Saturday morning, I had 68 likes. By the time I got downstairs to make myself a coffee, I had about 105, and all of them came with replies.
Uh-oh.
And I had, I've blocked them all now. Let's put it that way. I've blocked every single one of them. But I will give you a sort of general gist was, if you're into science fiction and you don't like Man from Earth, then obviously you just want to see Star Wars and Pew Pew, which isn't science fiction anyway. Don't worry. There's other ones which are, this is sci-fi for intellectuals. Go back to Marvel. There was another one where a guy who couldn't spell the word sense, couldn't spell the word Jean-Luc Godard, couldn't spell the word philosophy, couldn't spell the word nonsense, and couldn't spell the word idiot, basically called me out for trying to compare the other 3 films to Man from Earth, which, was up there compared to Nobody 2. It was like comparing Jean-Luc Godard to I don't know, fucking McG or something, and it was just a complete shambles of words, but not a single one of them was spelt right. And I just replied back to him, if you're going to come for me, buy a fucking dictionary, you knob, and then sent that off to him, which then prompted some other things where I am not speaking my first language. Why are you taking the piss out of me? Blah, 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 blah. And I just went, oh, by the way, what starts with B and ends in lock? And then that was the end of him. And it went on for the whole day. I was literally hammered for the entire day because I didn't see the utter brilliance of a man saying, hey, by the way, I'm Jesus. And everyone going, oh, we're academics. Yes, I believe you.
Jesus fucking H. Christ.
It was insane. It was absolutely, genuinely insane. And I haven't felt that kind of besieged since I turned around and said I didn't like Scott Pilgrim, and that was in whatever that fucking was, when Twitter went absolutely fucking balls out nuts on me once. But do you know what? If you're listening to this and you like Man from Earth, good on you. But do you know what? It doesn't make you an intellectual any more than me playing Call of Duty makes me a US Marine. So, get over yourselves and fuck off. Yep. Keep your opinions and, just fuck off. Over there. Fuck off. I mean, it's like, I just couldn't believe the amount of vitriol that just came my way because I had the temerity to do 1-star review on a film that was basically had a budget that was probably less than the sofa that your mum's carrying in the car, Elton.
Yep.
And had the direction and the color grading of a chimp. I mean, if you want to see a bunch of actors who look like they've been eating shit all day, then this is the film for you. But it's just, not really. It looked like they all look like extras from Two Girls, One Cup. I mean, it's just like, no. A terrible looking film with a terrible fucking plot and a terrible fucking script. Played terribly. And just because you paid your fucking money for a Kickstarter on it and it has some Star Trek people in it, get fucked. So there you go. So anyway, yeah. So I was pretty damn fucked off by Saturday afternoon, to be perfectly frank. Yeah, and like I say, when people started coming at me and telling me that I wasn't an intellectual but couldn't spell the word sense, it was like, yeah, maybe you should just go get bent. And then lastly, what else? Lastly, I went to the cinema last night because I rewatched Tenet last night. I've already watched it once this week for the podcast, but I thought, no, I'll give it another go and I'll rewatch it. So I rewatched it last night, and then by the end of it, I was like, I've had enough of this. I'm going to the cinema. And I went to the cinema and I watched Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Now, before I get to the film, I will say that I was the only person at the screening.
Right.
And the screening started at, I don't know, about 8, let's say 8 o'clock. And I went in the cinema, and the cinema's completely empty, and it's supposed to start at 8 o'clock. So I'm sitting there. 8 o'clock comes and goes, and the music that they play in the cinema is still playing, and the lights are all still up. And it gets to about half past 8, and I'm thinking, am I in the wrong cinema? Am I in the wrong screen? Because there's no fucker around at all. And then all of a sudden, a little head pops up over the door to the cinema, looks in, and he goes, "Oh, I didn't see you there." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "Oh, I was gonna. Oh, don't worry, mate. Do you want them? I can press start on the projector."
Oh,
I'm
God.
like, "What?"
No, I just turned up here for the fucking
hell of it. And
Yeah.
he said, "You're the only one here. I didn't see you from the projection booth." I went, "Right." He goes, "Oh, I'll start it up now then." And I said, "Yeah, if you can skip the trailers, that'll be great." And he went, "Oh yeah, no problem."
Oh, wicked.
So he fucked off, and then all of a sudden the film just kicked off at like 30 minutes late, but with no trailers, no nothing. And yeah, I was like, and then the film started, and all of a sudden he came back in, and he looked at me, and he went, "Everything all right?" And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm watching the film. And he's like, "Brilliant. See you later." It's like, what the fuck was that? So, yeah, I had a private screening of Spinal Tap last night. But, yeah, the film, the opening 20 minutes is quite funny. It's taking place 15 years after Tapper's scattered to the four winds. Something happened and they broke up. You don't know what. Right. And I'm not going to spoil it here. And essentially, you catch up with all three of them. So you got Derek Smalls, played by Harry Shearer, and he's living in Tooting Bec, which Tooting Bec is just, But the thing is, they filmed it, and you look at Tooting Bec and you think, yeah, that's just a bunch of high streets. But if you look at Tooting Bec in like this film, it's done like a Victorian village. It's like, so you see this sort of like old town, and it's like, so he's living in Tooting Bec, and he's set up a museum of glues. So you got all the
right.
So you got a glue museum, and his most famous, most precious glue is a turtle glue, because you can't really make glue out of turtles. And then you go to David St. Hubbins, played by I can't remember their names now. I can't remember the actors, but anyway, David St. Hubbins, and after he left Tap, he joined a mariachi band, and also is world renowned in the Holdies. And the Holdies are basically a group of musicians who make hold music for banks. So he makes music where it's kind of like, he goes, "Oh, listen to this. This is one of my. I got an award for this," and he puts the phone on, and you can hear, Your call is important to us. So that's all, and then you finally get to Nigel Tufnell, which is Lance Guest, and he's moved to somewhere else in the UK, and he's basically got a shop called Cheese and Guitars, and essentially it's a shop where you can either bring in a guitar and swap it for a wheel of cheese, or you can bring in a wheel of cheese and swap it for a guitar, because he's got very good hands and he can weigh up a guitar versus a wheel of cheese. And so he's got this. So he's become complete cheese obsessive, and he married this lady because basically she took all her clothes off after he fed her a decent Wensleydale, and and so the whole first 20-30 minutes of it is really strong, where you're kind of like, how do we get them back? How do we get them together? What's going to happen? What broke them apart? You know, catching up on them in the last 15 years. And that is, you know, I genuinely laughed at least a dozen times in that first 20 minutes. But then what happens is they get together and they're in New Orleans and they are preparing for the next 10 days to go in to do their one concert. And their one concert is only there because it's contractually obliged that they have to do one more concert. And it's there, and the only reason they've got that booking in that in that stadium, is because basically an evening with Stormy Daniels was cancelled. and again, you see, it's those kind of moments you kind of, I like that. But then what happens is it's like this. It becomes like this sliding scale. I think I put in the review that I wrote on Letterboxd, which is now hidden away. It's like a plane. When the plane goes up and then it runs out of the engines conk out, how you survive is how high you got before the engines conked out. And that's what this film does. It gets really high and the engines conk out and it drifts to the ground and it barely makes the runway by the end. And the reason is because it stops being a mockumentary and you start getting all these cameos like Elton John and fucking Paul McCartney turning up, and it just keeps going, and as these keep just starting, Lars Ulrich from Metallica and someone else from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and you're sort of like, oh, it's starting to feel a bit more like a sitcom. You're kind of expecting these people to come in and pause while the audience claps, and then they do a skit, and then they fuck off, and and whenever the laughs kind of drift to a stop, they do a thing where it's like they say something like, "Oh yeah, we're still looking for a drummer, yeah, because our drummers all our drummers died, yeah, well no drummers want to be with you, yeah, because it was just like, do you remember that one who choked on his own vomit? Well, it wasn't his vomit; it was someone else's vomit, and then that's the gag from the first one." But then what they do is they actually cut in the footage of the first film of those bits into this film.
Right.
So you start finding that there's bits in this film where it's actually, you're not watching this new film, you're watching the old film.
Yeah.
Because they can't do the gag themselves. They just they start the gag here, like sitting in the car.
Yeah.
And they'll like be talking about drummers dying. And then all of a sudden you'll cut back to the original and you'll see like footage of one of the drummers, the original drummer who calls like Stumpy Timpson or something like that. Who,
Stumpy Timpson.
He was like something like that. And then you're sort of like, and then it'll cut away and then it'll cut back to someone else who basically gets crushed and someone else who has and then they mention the lawnmower accident and all this kind of thing. And it's just like, yeah, you had enough stuff for about an hour, didn't you? But you've got to do 2 hours. And there's a whole plot line with Chris Addison, who is a good comedian in like things like In the Thick of It and stuff like that. But he's not very good at improv, as far as I can tell, because they're throwing stuff at him and improving, and he just can't keep up. And so there's a bit where they say, you're because he's supposed to be managing this whole comeback tour.
Yeah.
And he turns around and he says, I don't really know what to say. And they look at him and he goes, because I don't understand music. And they're like, what do you mean you don't understand music? And he's like, I can't understand it. I don't know what music it is. I don't know what music is. It doesn't connect to me. And then once he does that gag, that's it. He's not there for any other reason than just to sit there and go, I don't understand. You're like, yeah, you could probably just have fucked off now, Chris. And there's loads of bits like that where you just kind of sit there and you get gags which you can see coming from like literally a mile away. Yeah, so it's not terrible, but if it wasn't for that first like 20-30 minutes, I think I would have probably just gone, I could do without this. But it's not as bad as it could have been. But I think it might be one of those ones which you'll kind of grow in popularity for the first half. Like I say, all the stuff with the cheese shop and the fucking the glue and there's a bit with Harry Shearer trying to sniff the turtle glue and getting it stuck up his nose. There's whole bits of that which are really good, but it's just there's bits of it where it's just like, and there's and then the Stonehenge thing comes back again, and it's just like, and they do something interesting with the Stonehenge thing, but at the end, but it's still going, do you remember this? Do you remember this? And if you don't remember it, here's the footage from the first film to remind you. And it's just like, fucking hellfire. Really?
Right.
And that's I kind of didn't quite dig that, to be honest. So, yeah, it'll probably be a good afternoon one to watch, on streaming. I wouldn't go to the cinema to see it, certainly not.
Yeah.
But yeah, there are good bits and there are really bad bits, mainly involving Elton John, who just, I think he turned up on set and he just wouldn't fuck off. So they just thought, well, all right then, you can stay for this, you can stay for that. But yeah.
So
yeah, it's I can't say it's bad because, like I say, I laughed at the first half, but by the end of it, all I could do was just kind of sit there with a kind of that was all right. And then like I say, and it ends during the credits with one gag that you've been waiting for the last hour. And I won't ruin it, but something happens, and you just go, okay, that gag's going to pay off now. No. Now, no.
No.
What about now? No. And it's just like, and then finally you get to the very end, you go, oh, okay, here we go. But yeah, so it's a bit of a damp fart by the end of it, which is a shame. Right. So we'll leave it there. We got a little bit of feedback for last week, so let's roll this jingle.
It's feedback time.
Yes, last week we did Man from Earth. And one of the things that came up before we started reviewing that tedious turd of a fucking anti-intellectual pile of bollocks was the fact that Jim had figured out that you could work out about science fiction underwear, which prompted a whole bunch of people posting science fiction underwear on the thread.
Really?
I was so proud of you all.
Yes. Yes.
There's a podcast series just waiting to happen there, or a YouTube series.
Sci-fi underwear, everything from Frankenverter to Sting. Yeah, there you go. So thank you very much for that. It's not really feedback as such, but it certainly was visually entertaining. Let's just put it that way. Then we had David renane, Happy Dave, over in New Zealand, and he wrote in to say, I do like Lee Metcalf's theory that the protagonist in this film, talking about Man from Earth, not protagonist in Tenet, is a chancer trying to start a cult. But that would mean he's not the Messiah. He's a very naughty boy. Hey.
There it is.
There it is. And Yeah, and also he did, and we also were talking about those childhood music tracks that we wouldn't know, and there was one called like Professor Popple Snaggle or whatever the fuck it is, Poop Snaggle on his flying steam zeppelin. Yeah, and it apparently had a really banging theme tune that none of us could remember. Well, thanks to the miracle of the internet, I have Professor Poop Snaggle's theme tune.
There's a great big bus way up in the sky, and everyone said it would never, never fly. With a boop, boop, chubba, chubba, bing, a bang, bing. This is a song that we always sing. Boom, boom, chubba, chubba, boom, boom, chubba, chubba, boom, boom, chubba, chubba. Boom, 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 chubba, chubba, boom, boom, chubba, chubba, boom, boom, chubba, 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 boom, boom.
Goes on for about 87 minutes.
I do believe that later on in his career, the person that wrote that song actually became
Devastating Dave.
Yeah, Devastating Dave, the turntable slave. Yep.
Zip zap, say no to drugs.
Exactly.
Zip,
you could see the through line between those two tracks there.
Yeah, they connect. It literally
bing,
connects.
Bing, 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 bong,
bing bong, bing bong, bing bang bong, bing bong, bing bang. I'm actually now trying to find bloody Devastating Dave, the turntable slave. Oh God, no! I can't find a zip zap rap in time. Anyway, so thank you for that, Dave. He also wanted to say that us talking about RoboCop meets Life of Brian, he'd buy that for a shekel. Also, we had Jeffrey Mark Hyman, who said, wow, Jerome Bixby really is a one-trick pony. Jerome Bixby was the guy who wrote Man from Earth. And he said this film is a less interesting version of Requiem from Methuselah, which was in the original Star Trek, except without the android love triangle. So I looked up the episode Requiem from Methuselah, and it is exactly the whole thing of a man who's several thousand years old and nobody believes him. But unlike this film where they all just sit in a cupboard, a log cabin that they really paid for, they sit around and just go, oh yeah, I believe your bullshit completely. At least Kirk and Spock and Bones at least try and question it.
Yeah,
like people would. As opposed to Trust Me, Bro, the movie. Anyway, so yes, we didn't get much more apart from that. But if anybody does have any feedback for this or any other episode, do send it in via the email to feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Or you can jump on the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/the Black Dog Podcast. You can also leave feedback for our Alien Earth specials that we're running at the moment. And there is a lot of feedback for last week's episode on Alien Earth, so we'll be reading that out when we do the episode this week. But yes, if you do post any feedback on the Facebook group for that, do try and keep it spoiler free. Cheers. Right. Okay. We will leave it there. I think we should just leave it there. And I think we shall just go over to talking backwards as we review Tenet.
Austin, the test results confirm that you've lost your mojo, and it couldn't come at a worse time. We have evidence that Dr. Evil has developed a time machine and has traveled back to the year 1969. Luckily, we too have developed a time travel device to transport you back to the 60s. Ah, this is where you input your destination.
Wait a tick. Basil, if I travel back to 1969 and I was frozen in 1967, presumably I could go visit my frozen self. But if I'm still frozen in 1967, how could I have been unthawed in the 90s and traveled back to, oh no, I've gone cross-eyed?
I suggest you don't worry about this sort of thing and just enjoy yourself. That goes for you all, too.
Yes.
Tenet is a 2020 science fiction action thriller film written and directed by Christopher Nolan. And it is produced by his wife, Emma Thomas, and stars John David Washington, Robert Pattinson, Elizabeth Debrecki, Dimple Kapadia, and Michael Caine, and Kenneth Branagh. The film follows a former CIA agent who's recruited into a secret organization tasked with tracing the origins of objects that travel backwards through time and their connections to an attack from the future to the present, none of which will appear in the movie. Anyway, it took Nolan 5 years to write and us about 2 hours to suffer. And it was released
2.5.
Yes,
2.5, man.
2.5.
Okay,
and it
just
was released.
Get that right.
It was released during the pandemic. It had a budget of $205 million. How much do you reckon it made at the box office, Jim?
5 million. Can you turn the subtitles on? Can we do it while the film's playing? Give me the remote control. There. Is it that one?
Turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down, turn it up, turn it down.
Rawhide.
Turn it up, turn it down, turn it. Volume up, volume down, volume up, volume down, volume up. Volume up, turn it. Volume scale is rolling up and down, it's rolling. I can't hear a damn thing, turn it. Anyway, yes. Elton, how much do you reckon it made?
1 cheese grater to the face.
Oh, yes. Okay. Darren, what about you?
One very surprised individual who tried to go for a shit during the film. Yes, I've seen that episode of Red Dwarf.
The protagonist goes to the loo while inverted. Whoop!
You haven't dropped it yet.
You haven't dropped it yet. You got to imagine dropping it. Woo! End thread. Good night, everyone. Well, actually, you're all wrong. Because what it really made was is how much it made. I don't know what that meant. Actually, it made $365 million, which means it did quite well. But I don't think it made enough to beat its budget once you got all the advertising in, and obviously COVID. It was supposed
what a shame.
Yeah, what a shame. It was supposed to save cinema, but it probably didn't. Yes. Anyway, so Tenet. Can you feel the emotion and the interest I've got in my voice? Can you feel it? It's right
this is
there.
your choice.
Yeah, I know, and I'm less enthused about this than when I picked Saturnia, fucking cave woman of
Knockers from beyond Mars.
That's it. Knockers from beyond Mars. And yeah. I was
It was an all right film, but it had its knockers. Yeah.
Oh God! All right, so let's go around the table, find out what everyone thought of it before we get to the spoilers. So we'll start with you, Elton. What did you think, sir?
Well, what did I think? Well, I think I
A real long pause there.
yeah. I think I struggled with this.
All right, yeah, really, that's right.
About it, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's really great. Oh God! Yeah, no, that's absolutely that's some salient points, and I'm amazed you got those all out while without doing the spoilers, mate.
Yeah,
it was really important. That was a really important thing to bring up. Yeah, well, that's obviously. I think Elton's laid out some really interesting things there. Darren, what did you think of Tenet?
Well, I can safely say. cranked it until the knob fell off. Can I just say, by the way, I was a bit scared coming into this because I thought, is it me? Did I miss something? Have I got some kind of brain condition where I'm pretty sure everyone else saw what was going on but me, and I sat there confused for most of it? Deaf for the other half of it.
Yep, definitely. Okay. I don't know what to say, mate. I can't. You're fine. You're.
Your first time watching it, by the way.
That's my first time watching it.
Was it?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Although I did from time to time keep thinking, have I sat on the fucking rewind button on the fucking remote again? Is this me?
Oh, thanks for keeping us on format, by the way, Jim. I appreciate that.
No problem. I think it's actually important and relevant to mention in the case of this film.
Yes, indeed. Okay, then. Well, seeing as Elton's laid out some really important points, Darren's obviously said a lot of stuff as well, which was really important. We couldn't hear it, but it was there. Jim, what about you? What did you think?
Well, this is second time watch for me. And this time we turned the subtitles on. Which was the cleverest thing I did last week. Because honestly, the sound mixing is fucking atrocious.
Yes.
I mean, it's my previous low bar for bad sound mixing is pitch black.
Yes.
That was really bad for everybody mumbling. I mean, Vin Diesel with his voice, his was so low in the mix, it was just purely subwoofer. What? And then everything else going bang! This was almost as bad. In fairness, the sound mixing were better, but considering pitch black, you don't really need to understand what they're saying to understand the film.
No.
I mean, they could all be singing it like this phrase from the Cocteau Twins in a made-up language. It wouldn't make that much difference to pitch black. You should be able to go with it and understand everything perfectly.
Yes. Yeah.
This film, there are key scenes you do need to hear what they're saying, and it fucking helps when you do.
Yes.
And the subtitles did help. Because I remember we watched it not long after it came out when it just hit streaming. And by being through this, I was going to, did you understand that? No. But this time it's going to look at, okay, well, I think I understand what happened now. I mean, bits of it look great. But I mean, oh my God, I'm so glad. Without the subtitles, we'd have been lost at sea again. Completely. Going backwards and forwards and backwards. In many ways, it's a film I admire. I'm not sure if I like it or not. I might watch it again at some point, maybe in a couple of years' time, but I don't know. I think it's file under interesting.
Yeah.
It is kind of not as clever as it thinks it is, I think. Or it's too clever for its own good, I think. The truth is somewhere between those two.
Right. Okie dokie. This is, well, thanks to yesterday's rewatch, I have to say this is the third time of watching it. And all I've got to say is, Chris Nolan, if you're listening, it doesn't matter how many times you write them a letter. Time is not going to sleep with you, okay? It's just not. Just leave her alone. Stop pestering her. Just stop it. Because the obsession with time and stuff is just silly. And I watched this. Yesterday before Spinal Tap, and then the day before when it was on iPlayer before it vanished off the face of the earth. Sorry, everyone, by the way. And all I keep thinking about is that the time travel MacGuffin is exactly that. It's just a MacGuffin, and this film has two types of scene. One is action, the other one is exposition. There's no story; it's just exposition. It's lots of people in different places, and it keeps cutting between them like a perfume ad. Sort of like, oh, here I am standing on a tree. Here I am walking down the street. Here I am standing in a coffee shop. Here I am looking at a door. And every time it's like, it means nothing. All it is just a place to have two people sit there or stand there and go, so, interlocking. We are living in the twilight world. Living in a lonely world. It took a midnight train going anywhere. No, sorry. And the thing is, the exposition would matter if the time travel made sense. I know he wrote this and took 5 years, but to me, it's everything that's wrong with time travel because we'll get into that in the spoiler zone section.
Yeah, we'll unleash the spoilers first, then we can get the diagrams out.
Yes, exactly.
But Lee, you're the problem. You're the problem. You are the problem because you weren't sat in the right chair watching this. Okay?
Yeah. I mean,
your head's got to be at a certain angle as well.
Well, obviously, it's a complete level of anti-intellectualism that I clearly strive to endure because because I don't like Man from Earth, so therefore,
goddamn cinematic peasant that you are.
Yes, absolute gargantuan heretic. I don't even know why they don't just like shoot me at the door of a local art house cinema, or I burst into flames. But anyway, so it was. I found it. Loved the smell of its own farts so much that it never ever told a story. It told me exposition and showed me action, and then just went, film ended. It's like, just make a fucking James Bond movie if that's what you want, Christopher. But just the rest of it was just bollocks dressing on top of a shit sandwich to make you feel clever. And I have a lot of problems with that. But anyway, I wasn't terribly impressed with it, to be perfectly honest, and I tried watching it twice in 2 days, and I got more frustrated by it each time. I understand how it works, but it doesn't mean it actually makes much sense or is that entertaining. So, right, well, we shall do the usual. It's a spoiler zone, so if you don't want a film spoiled, which frankly is trying its fucking hardest to be impenetrable, don't listen past this thing.
There will now be a short intermission.
Shut up, Wesley. Shut up, Wesley.
Course you don't get bloody wafers with it.
Shut up, Wesley.
Right, okay, so here we are on the other side of the spoiler zone. Yes, if you don't want this film spoilt for you, please stop watching it. Stop listening to this. If you want to go and watch that film, good luck. It's vanished off of every face of the earth on digital streaming platforms because, hey, you can't have anything for free. No. Fuck no. So, buy DVDs. Don't watch streaming. So let's get into it. I mean, the time travel is the MacGuffin here, isn't it? It's the thing. It's and I feel like...
Is it, though?
Well, yeah. I tell you what, because just purely because I'm curious, I'm really curious, can I go to Elton because he's the time travel boy? And I feel like he's seen every time travel movie known to man.
I have not.
No, you haven't. You haven't. But then again, if you lived in a time loop, maybe you already have, and you just don't know it yet.
This is true, yes. Maybe I have seen it in the future, and it's on its way back.
It's on its way backwards.
I don't know.
I feel it coming back again.
It's coming up, definitely.
Yeah, it certainly is. It's about to make a return.
Yeah. Don't shit while inverted. I told you.
I'm not shit. No. The water in the mouth.
So go on, Elton. Did it work for you, that time travel element?
No, it didn't. No, I'm sorry. This film is bollocks. It's utter fucking guff. Do you remember that bit of art where they put a banana held up by gaffer tape on the wall? It's the film version of that.
Right. Okay.
Gaffer tape banana.
Gaffer tape banana. Nice.
It's bollocks.
Okay.
I'm so relieved. I am so relieved.
It's so fucking pretentious
Mm.
that it's I'm so clever. Even you won't understand it. It took me 5 years to write this, and I wrote it forwards, and then I wrote it backwards, and then you won't get it. Fuck off.
Mm-hmm.
It's awful. I watched this twice in 2 days because I was worried that I'd fucked up somehow and missed something massive about this. And the first half is a heist movie, which you don't really know what's actually fucking going on because they're after a painting that isn't in that lot. And I think this is a really good trailer. It's a £250 million brilliant trailer. But it's scene after scene, and I think he's written, well, I'd like us plane crashing, and we won't do it CG, we'll just buy the jumbo and actually send it in. And imagine if there was a battlefield with soldiers running forwards and running backwards, and I'll try and write a story to that. And it doesn't work. There's bits where it's fucking so contrite and bollocks as far as I'm concerned. I hate it. And there will be people going, oh, but you don't understand it. No, fuck off. A story that you're watching, watching Primer is fucking confusing, but man, I had so much fun watching that and trying to work it out. This, I have no intention of trying to work it out because it's not fun. It's terrible. I'm sorry. This is really, really bad. But it's made by people that think that they'll look down upon you and you don't get it. A lot of it I do. Oh, God, some of it I don't understand. But that's because you didn't explain it in your fucking story. Would you like me to buy the comic for it? No, I'm not going to.
Okay. Cool. I like that. Well, I think we'll just leave Elton seething in the corner there. I think we're good. Let's see if because I feel like we're going to get the same again when we head towards Darren. So I'll strike the middle ground with you, Jim. What? Where were you with the time travel element on this?
First time round, I sort of grasped it. Watching it a second time, having seen it once and with the subtitles, I kind of understood it better.
Right.
But there's still bits I'm confused on. Unfortunately, they're the important bits, like, why? It is a war with the future, and Kenneth Branagh's a twat, and he's kind of what's the point of all of this? You know what I mean? That sort of gets lost in the mix. I think it's a film that's kind of too obscure for its own good, and I think it is I say in many ways there's a lot to admire about this movie. And I do like movies that make you work.
Yes.
And to put things together. But I don't. I think there's huge bits where this either it doesn't tell you enough, it's too obscure, and I think at the end of the day, for like 2.5 hours, I mean, I wasn't sort of bored either time watching it. And one, it moves at a good pace, but the weighting of the story to actually have any sort of impact other than that was, well, look at all this weird stuff happening.
Yeah,
it isn't really there. Weirdly, the first time I watched it, I felt I had more of an emotional connection. I sort of got the thing with his wife and Kenneth Branagh and why she does what she does, and that sort of made sense. And I felt, sorry, hit the mic. That had more emotional weight when I wasn't.
Yeah.
When I was lost at sea with the entropy and inversion business.
Yeah.
This time around, when I was concentrating and following the main plot, I lost the emotional connection.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's kind of, there's lots of good ideas, lots of good visuals, but it is kind of, at the end of the day, it's kind of, maybe you should have spent another few years writing this because you need to, a story needs to be, you need to orchestrate all this stuff.
Yeah.
To get something other than just kind of cool visuals and bewilder your audience.
Yeah.
Which you can go a long way with, but I think, I mean, you know, I won't watch it twice. You know, I probably will watch it again in the future, but not for another couple of years. But my suspicion is it doesn't all actually stack up. There's too much kind of, well, I won't explain that because, and there's bits missing. And it's not so much the complicated time travel stuff that needs to be there. It's the emotional connections between the characters to make you actually give a toss.
Yes. Oh, God, yes. Cool. Okay. Then, I totally agree with that. I find that Nolan's idea of emotional investment in these stories, especially like with in what I call his middle period, in the opening gambit of his career, where you got like sort of Insomnia and Memento and Following, and then sort of like, you know, Inception and the first Batman Begins. That's his opening salvo, and that's him doing stuff where it's like, you have to get someone else to write this shit. And so but when he gets to the sort of like, I've made Dark Knight and everyone's going to just give me money to make whatever the fuck I want, with Interstellar, Dark Knight Rises, and then everything after that, you get this bit where it's like, his idea of human emotional connection is there's a woman in it and there's a man in it. That's it. That's your grand total of emotional connection. If you're really lucky, there's also a child, possibly in flashback or half seen. And it's just like, that's not fucking connection. That's like putting fucking action figures on a table and saying, ta-da, I've written you a massive story. He does that a lot. But we'll come back to that. Darren.
Yeah.
Your time travel stuff. Now, you get cross at time travel when it works.
I get cross at time travel, and this is no difference, really. There's a big hole in the whole thing of create a nuclear weapon and send it into the past thing, because the nuclear weapon will only travel back as far as its actual creation and then be reduced to component parts. So what's the fucking point? I can't build a nuclear weapon 5 minutes ago, treat it with the magical fucking time travel fairy dust, and then go, well, let's send it back to 1650, shall we? No, ain't gonna happen. That's it. It ends at its fucking creation, for one thing.
Right.
And this whole thing of, we're doing this so we can get intel on the future, and then we'll know what to do. And it's like, that's not the thing. That's creating a parallel universe. That's what you're doing, because you're changing stuff. It's not even a paradox, because you just go off on a different branch of the timeline. So this is fucking shit. This is fucking shit. What was the point of all this? Why does he want to die and destroy the world? What's the point of this? Why are you doing it? This, if I can't have you, no one can. It's bollocks. It's real bollocks. This whole thing is just bollocks. There's no point to this at all.
Right.
What's the danger? What is the danger that's coming from the future that's going to destroy the past? There's nothing. As I've said, whatever you create gets destroyed at the point of creation that you go back to.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me that if I get treated with this stuff and I go backwards through time, I'm going to keep going? I become immortal, in a sense, and I can go back to the fucking Big Bang. Is that it? No, of course it won't be. I'll slowly get younger until I turn into a fucking baby, and then I turn back into the component parts that the baby comes from, which is the egg and the sperm. So,
Did you just come up with that just so you could say egg and sperm?
Egg and sperm. It's an egg and sperm race. Not very popular. Not very popular. No.
Certainly not at children's tea parties. No.
Yeah. So this is the big plot hole in the whole thing. It just no.
Well,
no.
See, okay. See, this is the thing. I never saw it that way. I understand what you're saying, and I understand where you come to that conclusion, but I didn't see it this way. And is that one of the big problems with this whole MacGuffin? Is that it's so ambiguous about how it works and what it's actually doing that you can come up with 4 different conclusions of what's going to happen when certain things reach their timeline conclusion.
The way I see it is, I think he had lots of nice visuals, and having backwards fights would be cool. Right? So let's take, for example, I may be wrong on this, but let's work our way through it. There's a fight, one of the first backwards fights that the protagonist has, where he goes into that room which is separated by glass, and you've got Batman on one side and you've got the protagonist on the other side. And the door opens and he's got guns on the floor, and he's like, it hasn't happened yet. And a guy comes out of that thing and they have a backwards fight down a corridor. Right? Looks great. And I think, it looks really good because it's all backwards, and this is really weird. This looked really good on the trailer, and look, backwards fighting, amazing. And then he gets kicked underneath a door into a jet engine and dies. That's the way I saw it. I think he went through the door.
Yeah, because he came
through the door.
He got blown through the door by the jet engine. And then, because that's how it looks like he gets sucked out, but he doesn't. It's because it's going backwards. It looks like he's getting sucked out, but he's not.
Okay, so that's my question. So the plane didn't explode. It gave birth to this person.
What?
Well, this is the question. The way I saw the film, they had a backwards fight. He went on the floor and he got sucked out the door into the engine, which exploded. Now, if you reverse that...
Yeah, then he gets blown through the door by the engine.
By the engine after it implodes and comes back together and gives birth to this person, who then has a forwards fight, and then he runs out of the door.
See, the more we talk about this, the more bollocks it becomes.
It is bollocks. All of it is bollocks.
Well,
maybe you should have just called it bollocks rather than Tenet.
Yeah. See, the problem I have comes with, on principle, I understand the inversion idea. The idea, not how it works or why it does what it does, but the idea that if you've dislodged yourself in time and you're doing one thing, it wouldn't matter if you were going forwards or backwards. You're just doing things out of order of the people who are in normal linear time. That bit I understand. The bit that got me, and the plane exploding, blowing him through the door, but is it sucking him back through the door? All that stuff is where it goes to shit, because, and it gets illustrated the best in the final scenes with Robert Pattinson in the truck trying to get to the thing to blow it up and all that bollocks that I just don't get at the end. The fight at the end is just nonsense.
It is.
But the thing is, he's inverted. So he's going backwards through time. And when you see all the guys running down the hill and they see the mines going bang, 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 you see the truck basically reverse down the hill. Mm-hmm. Yeah? So he's driving the car and the car is inverted. So it's going up the hill. So they are going backwards.
Yeah.
Right? So the problem is that later on, he's driving behind them forwards, trying to catch them up.
Yep.
To stop them from going into the room into the tunnel that's claymored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, how are they running forwards, and he's driving forwards to them, blowing his horn, which would sound like yip, 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 instead of which we hear, and that's. And as soon as you start going, well, hang on, you suddenly realise that this is just now, it's just like a special effects piece. There's no reason for any of it. So that truck, 1 minute that truck's inverted and it's driving with Robert Pattinson. Next minute, it's not inverted, and yet somehow he can reverse drive forwards to match them while pressing a button and making the sound come out the right way. No.
So fucking dumb.
It is.
So fucking dumb.
It's fucking stupid.
So you had in that final piece, I really couldn't work out what they're at. I know they're going for the what did they call it? The algorithm.
The algorithm, yeah.
So they're going for that, but you have two sides, one inverted, one non-inverted, running normally, but they're aware of each other. It's just a paintball exhibition, really, isn't it? No one's really trying to kill each other. They're just doing stuff.
Well, again, it's that whole thing of we're doing a temporal pincer movement. And it's like, okay, so temporal pincer movement, what does that mean exactly? Oh, well, it means that the team going forwards experiences all the fight in linear time. They then make it back home, tell us everything that happened, and then we do the same thing going backwards, and we know where all the bullets and everything will be, essentially.
Right.
And it's like, well, that would make sense, except for the fact that if people die going forwards, they aren't going to make it to the backwards bit. So everyone at the backwards bit will die because they don't know what the fuck they're running backwards into.
No.
Nature grows the seed. We
eat the seed.
And then nature grows the seed.
And I become the
seed. Yeah, exactly. I am the seed.
And so there's shit like, for example, when that person gets blown up in the hole in the wall, and the wall just goes and sucks back in to get her, a crusher. And it's like, so by that measure, going forwards, playing that forwards, she was already in the wall, and the wall exploded outwards. How maybe
Or maybe she wasn't meant to be there.
In which case, she was going forwards, the walls were going backwards, and they crushed her.
It's bullshit.
But my point is, but my point is, who were they fighting? Because you never saw anyone.
No,
you never saw them fighting anyone.
There was no need to send any bullets across that field at all. It's paintball. That's all it is.
They weren't fighting anyone. You never saw them shoot anyone. You never saw anyone shoot back. You just saw them just sort of running across, like I say, extreme paintball or go ape fucking land, and then they go in a room and then they fight the same three guys they've been fighting all along. it's such a hand wavy. It is like the jingle I put at the beginning. It is Basil exposition going, don't worry about it. And I suggest you all don't worry about it at home too.
Yeah. See, there was lots of I thought there was lots of setups. Set pieces. That piece with the fire engine and getting that orange case out of that van and then watching the backwards cars. It's all bollocks. So he's creating this mega movie, and yet there's no cars on the road. This is what I can't understand. It looks so empty and so sparse. Do you remember when we watched Sicario, and you pull up to that thing where they're all in the traffic jams?
Yes,
that's tense.
Yes,
I know you need a car chase, but man, that's tense and that's brilliant, and there's lots of cars all over the place. This. It is like it was filmed during COVID-19. There are no cars on that road whatsoever. It's ridiculous. And then the way that they do, you have these two police cars and this truck in the middle, which don't get spooked when a big truck pulls up in front of it or behind it to block it in. And then a fire truck comes up the other side, and they're like, "Yeah, this is quite normal. This happens every day." And then they squeeze them.
Yep.
And nothing happens. And then you have police pulling up behind them, going, "Oh, I wonder what is going on over here. Oh, is anything going? No, nothing's happening." And there's no interaction. There's no. It's all just set piece and for visuals.
Yeah.
But those visuals are so weak and wet and they don't work. And then you get into a reverse car situation where you're like, if you play this forwards, it doesn't work. Why have you got a car reversing at full speed with another car with gears actually going forwards? I don't think that'll keep up. It's just all broken. But man, it looks good. And I think that's what he's come down to. That looks good. I want that. And so someone gave it to him.
Yeah.
And it's about time we turned around and went, do you know what? This isn't good enough. I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's as if he wanted a Matrix motorway scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And frankly, the Matrix did it better. Even though it looks dated now, I think it was better than this. But it just doesn't work for me.
No.
All this backward stuff, it's all wrong. It's all so wrong. There was a moment where you had Kenneth Branagh with his wife, and he shot her through the side of her abdomen.
Yeah.
And you see one moment, and you can hear him talking backwards, but hear him actually speaking. And he shoots, and he says, the next one will be in her head. But then you see the flip side of it, and it doesn't make sense, because then he says, the next one will be in her head, and then he shoots. And it just, no, that doesn't work for me. And
shouldn't it be that the shooting in the head should have been first before the shooting in the stomach?
Well, he should have shot her. In real life, he should have shot her and then said the next one will be in her head. But he didn't. He said the next one will be in her head and then shot her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying on the other side of the glass, it should have been him shooting her in the head first. And then, if he was going to shoot her in the head, he would have shot her in the head first.
Yeah.
And then said about the stomach and then shot her in the stomach.
Yeah.
So he shoots her in the stomach and then tells him he's going to shoot her. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think you've just got a director that wanted to make a James Bond and Mission Impossible movie.
Then make a James Bond and Mission Impossible movie.
He couldn't get the rights. I don't think he's allowed on that board.
Even
because
though the
they know
internet
that
loves
he'll
it.
probably fuck it up somehow.
Well, he's too pretentious for that. He's got to do.
Mm.
I mean, I felt a lot of this was kind of just trying to do Inception again,
Yeah, it
but
was.
fucking it up.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, what if people can go backwards, and then he's built it around the set pieces, and then just I'll write it so it's obtuse, and that'll cover up the cracks. That'll be fine.
Yeah.
And it's kind of no, it's not. It doesn't work.
Mm.
I mean, you know what I mean? It's kind of Inception works because you actually had a proper plot.
Yeah.
And there was a logic you could follow to everything that happened. This is just confusing. Yeah. And when you just play the confusing card, I just do wonder kind of, do you actually understand this yourself? Or are you just say it's just like a clever kind of, if I make it confusing, you can read what you want into it and I get away scot-free. I don't have to think it out myself. AKA the Ben Wheatley for the Ben Wheatley strategy.
Yes.
And kind of this has the same problem for me, like Kill List, when he first started doing that, is kind of, this is all very well, but what were actually the stakes? Why should I care?
Yes.
Why does it matter? I don't know. You didn't explain that because you chose, I did want to explain that. Or in the Earth, it's kind of, or a field in England, I'll just go wibble it in the last act and they'll lap that up. They'll be fine.
That's it.
It's like, no, it's not good enough. At least you can be confusing and weird, but you need to have some sort of logic.
Yeah.
That people can, like a roadmap, so people can play with your building blocks, not just dump a lot of random pieces going, it's a Lego set. No, it's fucking not.
No.
I
think the problem is even if you take the thing that gets me with all of these things is that we've seen this done right. The idea of a closed loop time travel thriller, detective movie, spy thriller, whatever you want to call it, and it was Predestination, which we reviewed, which we reviewed, and it had a perfect loop. And you know what? It laid out all its plots all nicely and neatly. And okay, maybe it didn't take them out of order. Maybe it didn't scoot around and fuck about with the timelines in sort of like to make you sort of disorientated. But what it did do was get to the end, and you get to the end, and it's satisfying because you go, I see. Everyone's like a closed loop. It's not like Looper, where as soon as you think about it, everything goes. So they go, oh, by the way, let's forget that. Akira's over here. It's just not. It's the problem with Tenet is that at its core, there's basically a heist where a Bond villain is abusing his wife and blackmailing her to stay with him, and she basically has to escape with the aid of a secret agent who has fallen for her. That's it. That is the actual plot of Tenet. That is genuinely the actual plot. The rest of it is the padding. This bollocks about, there's a time war. There's these things coming through from the future. We're being attacked from the future. To which my question is when we get to the end of this, thing, we get told, okay, Kenneth Branagh's dead. And as far as anyone was concerned, he died because of the time loop. You don't see him die because future Elizabeth Debicki basically murders him and throws him off a boat. Yeah? Mm-hmm. While past Elizabeth Debicki sees her future self dive into the water. Okay, brilliant. Closed loop, end of story. If that's the case, the whole story ends there. So who's sending stuff into the past from that point onwards? And you kind of go, well, oh, maybe it's a future thing. Maybe we'll get Tenet 2. And then it turns out that the protagonist, old Denzel Washington's kid, John David, he's the head of the organization that recruited him.
Yep.
So we close that loop off. Okay, brilliant. Well done. You've gone a very long way to just having him basically start the A team. I mean,
hands up, who thought Robert Pattinson was actually the kid grown up from the future?
At that point, I was there with that. It's like, oh God, here we go.
No, he's just some guy from the future.
Yeah, yeah, and I did, and the whole thing with him as well. You can see he's going to die because he's going to be the one who unlocks the door and gets shot and all this kind of thing. It's like, right, okay. And then he just wanders off and goes, we're going to have a lot more adventures in the future. But we saw you at the beginning, bungee jumping, and that's really cool. But, it's like, hang on. That's the River Song fucking story, isn't it? It's the Doctor Who River Song thing of she's going one way through time. Sorry, Elton. Here we go, Doctor Who.
Yep.
But I'll give you the rundown so you can see how it plays out. See if you can make the connection. Yeah, the Doctor lands in a place which is a library, which is all fucked up, and there's monsters running about. I won't bore you with the explanations, but there's like a sort of tourist group / heist group in that same library, and they're all being picked off one by one. The Doctor meets this woman who already knows him. He doesn't know her. And then eventually she starts to explain things that are going to be in his future, like he's going to be an older man, she knows his name, they're married, all this kind of stuff. And then she dies. And then over the course of like 5 or 6 seasons, she basically keeps coming back at different points until eventually there's a plot where the Doctor runs into a young child who tries to assassinate him, and it turns out to be her.
Right.
Yeah? So basically, she's going one way through time, and the Doctor keeps appearing in her timeline going the other way.
Yeah.
Right? That is in Tenet. That is essentially it.
Yeah.
That you've got Robert Pattinson going one way and John David Washington going the other, and we see Patterson's last mission and we see Washington's first in this kind of inverted time travel agency.
Uh-huh.
But why? But what is the impact on the story of Elizabeth Debicki wants to get free of her abusive Russian gun runner husband?
I was going to ask why.
Go on.
It was building when you were telling, you was talking about all that. It's like, and the point of that was, there is
exactly
no point. It makes no difference to the story.
No,
there's a lot of things that don't make that kind of like think, oh, that's cool, or that's clever, or that sounds clever, but it has no relevance. It's given no weight.
No.
Here's something I spotted. There's something called the sahctaw square.
Oh, hang on. Here we go. Yep. Go on.
Now, the movie's called Tenet, yeah? Now, the sahctaw square is a set of five-letter words written in a certain way, so you can read it whichever way you go.
Right.
And the words in the square are sahctaw, arepo, tenant, opera, and rotas.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now,
right.
that's really an interesting to play with, but it has no relevance to anything else.
No.
it's just like an Easter egg for acrostic geeks like me who know and know about this, because no one knows what the fuck this thing is for. We know it's ancient, goes back to Rome, possibly before, and everyone thinks it's cool because it's kind of a clever bit of word arrangement.
Yeah.
We don't know whether it was a ritual thing, whether it was just someone thought it was cool, whether demonstrating some mathematics. We have no idea.
No.
But the fact it has no fucking relevance, it's just in there. It's just kind of... I mean, the whole thing is kind of like the idea that you can invert yourself and literally go backwards in time, not travel back in time, but be going backwards as well. That has a lot of... There's a lot you could do with this plot about how she wants to change a certain point in her past, and you could set up some of the time travel mechanics are kind of mirroring the emotional themes, but it doesn't quite do that because it's all fucking higgledy-piggledy or here, there, and everywhere, and it's more concerned with doing big stunty set pieces.
Well, the other thing is, the one thing it doesn't address is the nature of free will. And, I'll throw it out to you guys. Darren, I'll ask you because you kind of... you've been over there in the corner seething. But if like, for example, the protagonist, he does all this stuff, goes forward through time, does all this stuff, inverts, goes all the way backwards in time to steal the fucking picture and blow up the plane and do all this other shit just to get to his tumble thing. We know it's going to happen. So, is there any free will in this universe?
There's definitely no tension.
The scientist who was the crooked girlfriend from In Bruges.
Oh, yes.
When she's initially doing the demonstration with the bullet, she says it doesn't matter either way. Whether you drop the bullet or you picked it up, you still made the choice. And it's the idea of you can sort of effectively, with inversion, it's not that you go back in time, it's like you can rewind time, or you can press fast forward. And so it's kind of, you're always making the choice, and it does say, it's all about changing the past and say, oh, you can't do that. Well, no one's actually tried to do it, but just don't, okay? And so it is kind of, but we do find that she does change the past.
Yeah.
I think. I'm not sure, but you know what I mean? It's kind of, that's something that's fudged. We don't really know the rules there. And so it's kind of, without knowing that, you can't know if there's free will or not.
No.
Because if you can change the past, there is free will. If you can't change the past, there still might be free will, but the past is the past. But it's one of those things. It's kind of, that's something that could have been explored, because that's a lot more interesting than just going backwards in a car.
reverse.
Yeah, we just went backwards in the car. I mean, I tell you what makes me laugh in this film is there's so many unnecessary things, because it just seems like the film acts like everyone knows what's going on and then plays it like nobody knows what's going on. And I don't quite get that side of things. So, like, for example, the Indian crime boss lady. It's like 1 minute she's completely oblivious to everything, and after the protagonist basically bungee jumps up a wall.
Yep.
Yeah, unnecessary bungee jump stunt incoming. But he bungee jumps up a wall, talks to her for about 10 minutes, and then she says, oh, something along the lines of, we're being attacked from the future. And it's like, right. And then she goes, and the thing that you saw, the turntable thing, that's called a turntable. That's a turnstile. And it's like, have you got one? And she goes, no, they haven't been invented yet. And it's like, now how the fuck did you know about it? How the fuck do you even understand what it is?
It's all cause and effect, man.
Yeah, but cause and effect for what? She's in the past. She's going through linear time like the rest of us. So
yeah, man, I don't know. I don't write this bullshit, you know.
Yeah. And then you think to yourself, well, hang on. Maybe there's this pincer movement. Maybe she's meeting herself going backwards in time to tell herself and all this kind of shit. And you go, right, that'll be clever. Oh, he shot her in the end. Okay, so she didn't get that. She didn't get the chance to do that. And then there's all this stuff about, if you're going backwards in time and, things don't feel the same because you're out of sync with everything. And it's like, right, so things don't interact with you in the same way because wind resistance is going the wrong way. Okay, I understand that. And then 5 minutes later, he's blown through a fucking door by the plane blowing up. It's like, well, hold on. You just told me wind resistance doesn't work that way. And then you tell me that flames cause reverse entropy, so that causes frost.
Ugh.
So, okay, clever idea. However,
never explained.
That's discarded when it's not convenient.
Exactly. 5 minutes ago.
There's another force other than entropy going on here.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Fucking director's whimsy.
Yeah, exactly. So you've got an entire 747 exploding behind him. Why doesn't he appear with frostbite? It's
because shut up. That's why. I don't know.
Well, that is the thing. This whole film is just an enormous shut up. That's why.
Yeah.
When Parker Posey does her thing of, you can't explain it. It's better to just feel it. 1 minute they've got magic gloves on. Then 5 minutes later, it's like, oh no, we can do this just like standing in a suit, running backwards, fucking up a wall or whatever. It's like, well, is it radioactive or isn't it?
Yeah.
What's the what's going on here?
Yeah. What's that glove going to do? It's not going to do much.
No, but it kind of implies that there's something going on with the glove, and it's like, oh, it's reverse entropy. What?
I think that's when the film is explained the best, when they turn around and say, well, we can't explain this, just feel this, just experience the film. And that's their hand wavy thing of, you're never going to get this, and we kind of don't get this either. So just enjoy it for what it is, the spectacle of backwards people and forwards people and them meeting in the middle. Because, it doesn't work, I'm afraid.
No. Go on, Dow. I heard you. Go on.
No, I'm in total agreement with the derogatory things that are being said about this film. It just doesn't work. It's a pile of old bollocks. And there's even a loop that it doesn't even bother closing in this film.
Go on.
And it's the one at the very beginning when they do the raid on the Opera House. Okay? You look at all the guys and they're all wearing a certain particular set of, a certain uniform, and they've got a particular gas mask on. And then as Denzel Washington's son is running through the aisles, he falls to the floor and somebody in a guard's outfit points a gun and the bullet goes straight back into it. And it's the same stuff he wears later on. So I'm thinking, aha, he's going to come back later and it's going to be him. That's who you're going to find out. But no, that bit doesn't get resolved. It's just left wondering, so what the fuck was that about?
Yeah. Yeah.
And also, I know in the green room you turned around and said that Opera House thing happened on the 14th of whenever it was.
Yeah.
Which is the same day as the attack, the paintball game.
Yeah.
That's the same day.
Yeah.
So they're in two places at once now, are they?
Yeah. It's the whole point. They can be in multiple places because it's different parts of the timeline intersecting and overlapping. That's the Austin Powers bit of kind of like, so I was frozen in 1966 and I'm going to go back to 1967 so I could go back and play with me jubblies and I've gone cross-eyed.
So
I mean,
how do you get back to that time? do you just go through one of these big door things and just run your days as per normal, sitting in a room, going backwards? Because there's no actual showing of time travel.
No.
It's just forward or reverse.
Yeah, you. Well, there you go. I mean, the closest they get to it is being on the boat. Literally being on the boat going back to the 14th.
Yeah.
And the bit that's supposed to be, ooh, isn't it clever, but you completely miss it, is that's the boat that picks him up from the windmill, from the wind rotor. So that's the boat. So he's on the boat already going forwards, but he's also on the boat going backwards. At the same time. So,
oh right, okay, yes, the one where he takes the pill.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he goes backwards on the same boat as that picks him up from the wind farm at the beginning.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well that's clever, but as you say, what happens once you've gone back to the 14th? The only way to go forward from there on in is to basically avoid yourself. Because there's now two of you in the same timeline going forwards.
Yeah.
So, yeah. The problem is with all of this is it's pure fucking dingo's kidneys. It really has no reason to exist, any of it. None of it. It's all just gobbledygook.
What I think is Nolan did Inception, and he thought, do you know what? I've made a brilliant movie there that people will take ages to work out. And within people coming out of the cinema, we had it. We knew it. We understood it. And I think he was disappointed that we understood. And so he's like, well,
yeah.
Do you know what? Fuck you. I'm going to do something that you really can't get.
Well, that leads on to another discussion point, actually, for all three of you. What is it with Nolan and time travel and what Nolan's films in general? He seems to get big sort of thumbs up from all concerned. But I found Interstellar tedious. I like The Prestige. I'll give you that. I found Interstellar tedious. I found Oppenheimer an absolute drudge. Again, because he can't fucking audio mix for toffee. Dunkirk. I mean, you can't even tell a straight story of the rescue of people off of Dunkirk Beach, which is a really seriously fucking good story in terms of like heroism, courage under fire, stoicism, real historical things. But even then, he has to stick fucking time traveling because we have to see the boats over 2 days, the plane over 2 hours, and the blokes on the beach over 2 weeks. So it's like different stories playing at different speeds.
Yeah.
And it's like you can't even fucking leave that alone. So is he just overcomplicating shit because he wants to? Or is he overcomplicating shit because he thinks it adds something to the story? Or is the complication, like Jim kind of implied at the beginning, is the complication and the sort of like, oh, hand wavy, look at all these things and these tricks I'm doing. Is that the point of these things? Because to me, Christopher Nolan, since Inception and Prestige, maybe to a certain degree, has become basically the art house, big budget blockbuster version of fucking M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong, where you get a film and you go, oh, right, it's a rom-com. It's a rom-com between a postman and a milk delivery lady. Okay, brilliant.
But they're moving sideways in the dreams of
dogs.
a three-legged dog that is America.
Exactly. Unnecessary complication for a story which is actually fundamentally pretty fucking straightforward and simple.
I mean, I think it's one of those cases of kind of, I can't remember, it came up with another director. It might come to me if it was, but it's like his takeaway from people liking Memento and Insomnia and Inception is that, people like this gimmicky stuff. And it's like, no, we like them because they're well-made films with good stories.
Exactly.
And I say here, I mean, I think that there is a really good story in here. I think there's a really good movie in here, but I think he lost it. He tied himself in knots, and so you can see kind of, like when she opens that drawer and she says, we were finding, these detritus from a future war. That's what this film's like. It's like the mangled, inverted remains of the good film he should have made if he'd written it properly.
Yeah,
I mean, because I think this so much better. It's a great cast. The music's good. The set pieces are good. I say there's good ideas, but it's just a garbled mess when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
I mean, I enjoyed it both times I watched it, but it just doesn't stack up. This should have been amazing, and it isn't amazing. It's interesting.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. It's
yes. Yeah. I totally get it. I was going to say it's the difference between a story and a film, I guess. It's like a story will tell you something that will entertain you, that will keep you invested. A film, in inverted commas, or a movie will, or a cinematic experience will basically fire images at you and say, there you go, job's done. It's like fucking...
Here's some talking points for the pub afterwards.
Yeah, exactly. It's like going to a really, really expensive restaurant and basically getting a pile of flour, a pizza oven, a jug of water, and a bit of yeast, and then someone saying, off you go, make your own fucking pizza. And it's like, wow, I really enjoyed this experience of making my own fucking pizza at a restaurant.
And then you can turn around and go, and here's one I made earlier, or actually later.
Yeah, here's one that you made later, and look how it turned out.
Fucking Tenet does Blue Peter. There we go.
Exactly, yeah. So
here's one I didn't make earlier.
Yes, or did I? Or will you? But I'm not going to tell you.
Or did it make itself, therefore didn't actually get created, which is like, one of the laziest forms of fucking time travel writing there is. Hey!
Yeah. But it's even like the things like with the detritus of a future war, it's like, okay, so if you know that you've got rid of, what's his name? Fucking old Kenny Branagh, Chuckles, you get rid of him. You got rid of Chuckles. He's gone. He's the guy who's been sending money back to himself in the future, back to the past. He's gone. Right, brilliant. And you know that all this stuff happens because of these two turnstiles, which are in effect one turnstile. And so it's like, right, so this one piece of technology, we have no idea where it's come from. We're using it. And there's been a future war, and it's the only one that's in existence. Right, brilliant. Well, I tell you what then, take a fucking hammer to it. Let's get rid of it. End of story. No more future war, because there's no one, the time travel technology's gone.
Yeah.
We have solved Tenet. Thanks very much. Thanks for coming. It's like, it just seems like it doesn't think itself. It doesn't think into the corners of its own premise, and that's why I don't like it. Because, like you say, Jim, it's a clever idea, and it's got some nice things to admire about it. But if it's just sitting there going, "No, don't look at the man behind the curtain. Over here, look at all these funny visuals," it's like, you're being dishonest. You're not making a film that's clever. You're making a film with a clever premise, fucking it up halfway through and going, oh, it's going to be all weird. That's why you don't understand it. And you can speak to all of my fanboys over here who will berate you for hours on end online to tell you how clever they are because they understand it. It's like, yeah, it's the Rick and Morty fandom all over again. It's the if you don't understand it, then you're the problem, not the thing that we find amazing. It's just fuck off.
Well, I think if you compare this, I mean, it's kind of, I say, there's a lot of technically good things about it, lots of good elements. But if you compare it to, say, how you felt when you get to the end of Memento or Insomnia or Inception or The Prestige, or even Dunkirk for that matter, you realise how hollow this is.
Yes. Yeah, it needs some humanity in it, and the problem is that humanity doesn't just equal Elizabeth Debicki playing for the third or fourth time in her career a brittle, tall, blonde woman who's being abused by her husband. Because she did that in Diana, she did that in this, she did it in The Night Manager. It's just like, hold on, is there something wrong, love? You want to tell us something? Is everything all right? But yeah, it just annoys me. It just feels like there's no human connection. It's just a collection of technical things, and even worse is when I know someone. Me and Andy know someone who works at Double Negative, and they do a lot of the effects for Nolan's films. And he will always go, "I want practical effects." And digital can just take the wires out or something silly like that. And it's like, you're not making a movie. You're just making something where you're going, look at the impressive thing I have constructed. And that's what Tenet is. It's just, look at this idea I have. Is the story any good? Do you care about anyone? No. But look, the car is going backwards. Woo. It's like, fuck off, you pretentious arse.
It's also, I said, the weighting of everything is wrong. And one thing I struck today is kind of part of the problem with this film is a lot of the dialogue is kind of this ultra terse thriller dialogue that's really kind of just almost code speak.
Yes,
it's a takedown. You've been made. Is there a back door? And that's all very well. It's all good for a heist. But the thing is, every now and again you have a scene which is actually telling you something important that's delivered in the same kind of, it's entropy, it's backwards. Really? Who told you? I don't know. Well, it's kind of, no, this is an important bit. Give me something to make it stand out that this is the bit kind of, right, I need to pay attention in this bit, not just be more, impenetrable spook speak that I'm not meant to understand because I didn't do special ops training and know all these code words.
Yeah. And then on top of that, when you do get a moment, you get the lady, the Asian lady, gun runner sort of going along, and she's walking along with the protagonist in the middle of the Mumbai street or where it is, and you can hear literally tuk-tuks over the road and cars and a truck. At one point, there's a truck reversing. I know that because you can hear that, and it's on the other side of the fucking road. But what you can't hear is the people standing in the foreground telling you the important bit of the plot. And it's like, I know for the fact, because I watched it 4 times, that scene, and she says, we're being attacked from the future. You've got to let him have the polonium 1, 2, 3 or whatever it is. And he's going, well, I can't let him have the weapon. What's the point of that? It's really dangerous. But you have to. It's part of the plan and all this kind of thing. But when you turn the subtitles off, what you actually get is Ludwig Göransson going. Meanwhile, you got the fucking Mumbai streets going beep beep beep. Oi, get the bins, and she's going. And the music's going, and then meantime she's going. And it's like, I didn't get a single fucking word of that, and it's like, and then you watch it again, and it makes even less sense. It becomes like Chinese whispers. You're sitting there going, "What did she say? Something about cheese making? What?" And you get to the fight, and then finally I give up. I put the subtitles on. It's like, I did not know any of that. I didn't pick a single bit of that up. And then fucking you get Nolan coming on the TV or on the interviews and doing the Apple Steve Jobs thing. Oh, you're holding it wrong. And it's like, oh, fuck off. I've got ears just like you. Just because you plugged your fucking headphones into a Bluetooth speaker that's only on the center channel, you daft twat. Just fucking leave it alone. Let the rest of us listen to your masterworks. You pretentious arse. It's like fucking Oppenheimer was the same. It's like, there's Cillian Murphy and he's talking like this. Meanwhile, you've got like fucking Snagglepuss going, ooh. Snagglepuss getting an enema in synth mode. Ooh. And it's like, meanwhile, you got Cillian Murphy going, "It's just the destruction of the entire world." It's like, fuck off with your experiential thing. You don't want to write a script? Fucking don't write a script. Do a fucking music video and piss off. Just go away. God, he annoys me. Anyway, anyone else got anything to say?
God, no, I'm done.
Okay, cool.
I feel knackered just listening to you.
I ain't finished yet, mate. I got another 30 minutes in
and
me.
another thing.
And another thing.
Well,
hold on.
What?
Yeah, go on.
The way you describe this reminds me of a certain passage from a certain book by J.R.R. Tolkien that he told me about once. Where, oh yes, and the hobbits came into the forest with Tom Bombadil, and they sat down. They had a wonderful lunch full of sandwiches, and it had ham, and it had cheese, and there was a little bit of pickle in there, and they had some crisps as well. Now, these crisps came all the way from Guatemala, or should I say the Middle-earth version of Guatemala. They passed through certain customs officials, and then they were put into packets, and they were put on a boat in a box, and then they were delivered to Middle-earth, and then they were sold in a shop, okay, where the hobbits went. But before they went there, they stopped off at a record shop and bought some CDs. Yes, they did. Yes, and the barcode for each CD was 467248 86794 and 33762. Yes, and so they took their crisps and then they went off and they counted every blade of grass and gave each blade of grass a name. And the first name was Bob. We'll get round to the rest of those later. And they had a jolly good time doing that. Oh, and by the way, there was a fucking great big battle going off over there, but you don't want to fucking know about that. That's what the sound effects was like, right? The sound on this. Okay, everything that was important was fucking drowned out. Yeah. It was, oh look, it's a lolly! It's a lolly stuck up the backside of a kitten. Yep, it was like that. That's it. All the important shit was drowned out. All the and very Tolkien-esque writing style audio.
Yes.
Yep. All the fluff was given volume and
yes.
And, yeah. Then that sums this film up completely and utterly.
Yep. Yes.
It's almost like he was trying to cover something up, like a lack of fucking thought into any of this.
Well, like a lack of actual fucking. Yeah, don't do it.
I've got this really complicated sci-fi idea, and it's this, and you know what? I'm bored talking about this now. So, Lego.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Just bullshit. There wasn't a mistake with the audio in this. This was planned to a T. It really was that. So cover up the holes in the plot. Oh, by the way, for anybody who's interested, if they want to watch this film and they don't want to be bothered by the audio, okay. The way I found this magically leveled out the actual audio. I've got a Roku stick, right? And you can, if you've got the app on your phone, you can actually feed your headphones. You can feed the actual audio from your TV through the headphones, right? Using just your phone and the connection wirelessly. I did that, and the audio was so much better. I could actually understand everything everybody said. The music was leveled out and everything.
Nice.
I don't know how that fucking happened, but it wasn't anywhere near as intrusive as just listening to it through my speakers on my TV.
Yeah.
But then that's my fault.
Yeah. Well, you probably you've ruined the experience. Actually, now you've had the worst experience. Yeah. Oh well. Anything else? Anyone got anything else to add? Because I'm very acutely aware that it's like coming up for midnight.
That's actually woke me up doing that bit. I've actually, because I was, I was set adrift on memory bliss. I really was for a minute there. I was just like drifting along, listening to people's voices.
That's it. Maybe what we should do is just do an ASMR sort of episode.
I think we should.
Just to lull everyone to sleep.
Yep.
And see if they can outlast the hosts.
I think. Well, what maybe we should do is isolate the actual microphones of the people who are not speaking. Right.
Oh, right.
And that's what you get, right? So the whole sort of like backing track is just, I don't know, bits of paper being rustled, or the
sound of my pen scribbling on the paper.
One of us banging one out or something. I don't know, whatever,
Oh, not again, Dow. You weren't, were you? You dirty, dirty bastard. Do you know noise cancelling doesn't get rid of that? It sounds like you're beating a whelk. Sounds like you're beating a whelk to death with a fucking rusty spoon. It's just no. It's like you're stirring jelly in there. Jesus. God, you can't.
I've had more fun and engagement in this last 2 seconds talking about having a wank on a microphone than the entirety of discussing this film.
Yeah, well, I'm looking forward to what Martin Thompson puts on the Facebook group for wanking on for 2 minutes of wanking.
Indeed.
Oh, right. I think we'll leave it there then. So you can finish off, Dal.
Okay. Get out.
Not right now. Not right now. No. So let's find out. If anybody else has got anything they'd like to add about Tenet, the usual channels: facebook.com/group/the Black Dog Podcast or feedback@blackdogpodcast.com. Right, Dow.
Yes.
Fill us in. What are we watching next week?
Oh,
what on earth are you inflicting upon us after Tenet?
Okay, I've been through some films on there. I've seen one that's bad, but in a in a fun way. It's a little bit quotable,
Okay,
actually, it's not very quotable, but we will have a good laugh at it. So there was that. There's another one that's a bit mad that I haven't seen, so I'm not sure of its actual, whether it's any good or not. Let's see, one quite serious film, which after this I'm pulling away from. One really shit film. I know it's a shit film because I've seen this one at the cinema.
Right.
And then I stumbled across one that I can't believe we haven't actually watched.
Okay.
On Black Dog, which I think will be a bit of a laugh, and it's really doesn't require much thinking about at all, which would give us a rest. So,
yeah, go on.
You can go on autopilot for this one. All right.
Okay.
It might be a bit of a quote-a-thon as well.
It's Aliens, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's not Aliens or RoboCop. No, this is on Amazon Prime, and it is starring a quote favorite, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my word! Okay, yeah.
And no, it's not The Running Man, even though that would be appropriate considering the film's coming out soon.
Yeah.
This is one I can't believe we haven't watched already, and I've checked back and we haven't done this one. And it is Total Recall.
Total Recall. See you at the party, reknaR.
Exactly.
Have we not done Total Recall?
We've not done Total Recall. No, I've checked back through the records. I've been back through the spreadsheet, and it's like I've done the search. It's like I put Total, I put Recall. I couldn't see it.
Total Recall. Oh, I could have. Wow, I could have sworn we'd done that.
I'm gonna double. Hold on.
Yeah.
Now, I could double check, but you may not thank me for the film that I replace it with. Should we?
Should we find it? Well, I tell you what. Hang on. Let's just assume that for the moment we haven't seen it. We haven't seen it in this season.
No,
version 2.
We haven't seen it in any season of Black Dog. I've got a list of every single film we've
Really?
seen from. Yeah, I've got them down as old. I've got them down as new. And like I say, unless I've missed it off the sheet, which I don't think I have, then we don't seem.
Okay.
We might have done the.
We haven't done the Colin Farrell one because I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah. The only film with total in the title that we've done is Totally Killer. And that's it.
Yes. Actually, I'm looking at the website, the hosting. Yeah, we haven't done it.
We haven't done Total Recall. So how about we have a bit of fun this week?
I am genuinely shocked we have not done that. I am genuinely shocked.
I was hoping it was going to be Running Man, but
You and Jim did what? Sorry,
we did the newer Total Recall on Witness for the Defense. I think it was.
Yes,
it was one of the last ones.
Yes, the Colin Farrell one where you go through the centre of the earth to go to work.
Yes,
to look at Kate Beckinsale's arse a lot.
Yes. Oh God. Right. Okay. Yes. Let's not do that. But okay. Well, we have sexy Sharon Stone. We have is real. Blue Skies Over Mars. The whole fucking lot. Okay. Well, I am. Well, like I say,
Johnny Cab as well.
Johnny Cab. Yeah. Oh my God. 3 boobs, bulgy eyes, all those
Michael
things.
Ironside.
Michael Ironside. Yeah.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Get ready for a surprise. Oh my God. It's
You think this is Quaid? Ah, it is.
Cohagen.
I want you to take this thing and stuff it up your nose. Oh my
God.
God.
There's plenty of that in it, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I watched a clip of it yesterday. It was like,
Jenny. Oh no, Commander.
Quaid.
No, it's not Jenny. It's Chenny.
Chenny and me. Yeah. Yeah. Open your mind, Quaid. Quatu.
Wicked.
Oh well, there you go. That's and a absolutely banging score by Basil Poliadous. Oh God, I can never say his name properly, but he did the bloody score for RoboCop, and we're it's going to be a quote-a-thon. Yeah. Consider this a divorce.
It's not even 90 minutes long, I don't think, this film.
Really?
Hour and 48. Sorry, my apologies. Yes, it is. It's just over. So
I was going to say, when was the last time you saw it? Yeah. Right. Okay. Well, I think that's a solid one. I'm going to ask a question. I know it's a stupid one to ask. Has anyone not seen this film? Jim, have you seen this film before?
I have seen this film before.
Are you looking forward to seeing it again?
Well, yes, even though we did it on Commentary Club earlier this year.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, there you go.
Episode 109.
Oh.
Yes. Such a fun time doing that.
Nice.
It's still a very, very, very good movie.
Nice. Love it. Right. Elton?
I've seen this loads of times.
Yeah.
Yep. Looking forward to this. Good choice.
Okay. Darren, I guess you have seen this.
Oh, God, yes. Too many times to mention.
Nice. Well, and I have definitely seen this. In fact, I have the 4K Blu-ray sitting on my shelf right here. So I will be watching that. And it's on Amazon Prime as well, yeah?
Yep, it's on Amazon Prime for free. And the piece of shit remake is actually for buying. It's not for free, which is how these things should be.
Yes.
That's how
the
it should be.
One.
Yeah, the shit one should be the one you have to pay for.
Yeah.
Just to add to your shame of wanting to watch it.
Nice.
But yeah, the original is free on Prime.
Nice. I'm loving it. Loving it. Okay, well, brilliant. Well, then, in which case, we will be back next time for Total Recall. But before we go, Pimp's Corner. Jim, what's happening over at hypnagoria.com?
This week, I've just released a reading from classic Victorian Penny Dreadful Varney the Vampire.
Nice.
And this weekend, there'll be the first of 2 episodes, concluding my deep dive into Robert Eggers' Nosferatu.
Nice. Excellent. And that's all over on hypnagoria.com.
Indeedy.
Lovely jubbly. And what about you, Elton? What's happening in the world of Rogue 2 Media?
Probably talking about cars going around in circles this weekend. And apart from that, us covering Alien Earth.
Yes. Excellent. Yes. And just to back that up, because of reasons and things and shit, we will be recording our Alien Earth episode on Friday, not the Thursday this week. So it'll be slightly later, but don't worry, it will be out. We will be as even-handed as ever with our coverage of that film, with our coverage of that show. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure this, they're not racing to the end with only 2 episodes to go. Right. Until then, thank you very much for listening. Thank you, Jim. Thank you, Darren. Thank you, Elton.
No problem.
And thank you all for listening and getting this far. And we will see you all next week for Total Recall. See you at the party, reknaR. Until then, take care. Tatty bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da.
There's a voice that keeps on calling me. Down the road, it's where I'll always be. Every stop I make a new friend. Can't stay for long, just turn around and I'm gone again. Maybe tomorrow I'll want to settle down. Until tomorrow, I'll just keep moving on.
I already came for a kebab.